And Honorable Gideon, it seems where you are, there's a background noise there. Hello, Honorable Sir. Hello, Honorable Sir.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, fine. I think where you are, there's a background noise there. Are you fine now?
And I'm trying to. I was in a church program. In fact, I didn't know it was 3 o'clock already. So I'm so sorry, so sorry. I'm trying to get into the car and get myself set.
Okay, no problem. So, are we fine now? Are we fine?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So,
Yeah, I'm okay.
good afternoon, everyone. Where we discuss issues that affect our community and also bring new development to our community. And I will, so on this platform, um, we engage constructively and also suggest solutions and provide advice to those in government in order for them to deliver their promises of dividend democracy to our people in our community. So I'm going to invite Mr. Akitono Ekubo to read the profile of our guests. Mr. Tokumbo, are you there? Mr. Tokumbo, are you there?
Yes, I'm fully here.
Okay, fine. Can you hold your video, please?
Okay.
Mr. Tokumbo? Hello, Mr. Tokumbo. Can you go ahead, please? We can't hear you.
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
We want to specially welcome you to this special program, Oshodi Mature League. And it's a pleasure having you around today. Though today is a resting day, and then you deem it fit to be with us today and to be part of the program. You are highly welcome. And to our special guest of honor, the special advisor to the chairman of Oshodi Solo local government, Honorable Gideon Balogun. You are highly welcome. The host of the program, you are welcome. And to everyone present, I want to say a big welcome. We'll be starting the program in earnest, and then we want to go through the profile of the person hosting our program today, in person of Honorable Gideon Balogun. He's a result-oriented business administrator and then a leadership coach for over 15 years. And then he has also been lecturing in Lagos State Polytechnic, now LASUT, before his appointment as the special advisor on revenue, and then later on to be the advisor on education to the executive chairman of Oshodi Solo local government. Honorable Gideon is a profound writer, he's a renowned researcher, and then his focus is on general management, and he has published numerous papers in top tiers journals. Honorable Gideon is master holder, a BSc holder in business administration. He also has some other qualification in the Nigerian tertiary programs, majorly that has to do with technical parts. And then he also has a postgraduate diploma as well in education. And he's a doctor in making as well. I know a couple of days now will be a doctor also in business administration. Honorable Gideon is a delegated politician and a government official. Currently, he is a special advisor on education, and he has implemented several programs in education ranging from the organization of a Kendunjisi coaching program to that of the JAM coaching classes as well, and then the technical class as to the executive chairman of Oshodi Solo local government. Join me to welcome to the podium Honorable Gideon Balogun. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Okay,
welcome.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Akitonda Otokunbo, for that. And on this note, we're going to commence the program, and we want to keep to time. That is why we are doing this, and we like also so that members can take us as serious as well. Let's go straight to the point. Now, our guest, can you introduce yourself and share your roles as the special advisor to the executive chairman on education in Oshodi Solo, in person of Honorable Kehinde Almoruf Oloyede? Can we meet you, sir?
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In fact, I saved your name, Galadima Showore. So I may not be able to mention your name directly, but that's what I saved your name, Galadima Showore. So don't mind me. Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. And I also want to thank Mr. Tokumbo for that short background about me. I think that's all about me, to keep it very simple. My name is Honorable Gideon Balogun, the Special Advisor on Education, the Executive Chairman of Oshodi Local Government, Tuba Kehinde Abiola Oloyede Almoruf. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that short brief. Let's go straight into the business. As the substantive special advisor to the chairman on education, could you please give a holistic view of the state of our education sectors at both state and local level? We would like you to kindly tell us what can be done differently to improve the current state of education in our local government.
All right. Thank you so much. That was wonderful person and a good way to start. Education remains a pivot element of human endeavor. It means that education in every sphere of life is very, very important and expedient. And that is why a serious government should take education very seriously. If you observe, Lagos State has its way, has not taken education lightly. Lots of programs by the Honorable Commissioner for Education. But I would not want to go much in what is happening at the state level. I believe we are in Oshodi, and Oshodi should be our primary responsibility and concern. I've said in one or two occasions, and I'm sure you know, Mr. Galadima, I'm sure you know that I assumed this office barely 8 months ago, and what I met was something, though not too encouraging, but at least it is not too bad. It is not too bad. Education can be there is no amount of resources put into education that is a waste. Right? Thank God for Otumba Kendi Adola Oloide Almoru. Immediately I assumed office as SA on education. I told him, sir, we have lots of things to do. And he said, Gideon, go ahead, bring up your proposals, and let's see what we can do. So as it is now, though we are not there yet, but we pray we get there one day. Now let me just come to your question directly. The state of education in Oshodi is not too bad. If you know very well, Oshodi is a place where many people see as a place for the tout, a place for the street urchins. That is a place not for educated people. But thank God for Tumbaken Adola Oloida Moru. We are beginning to change the narrative. And that is why when I assume office, we look at what can we do differently. Initially, people would give free GC forms, free JAMS forms, without coaching them. What we did first was to assemble these young ones. Let's coach them. We are not only coaching them in GC alone, moral values is being inputted in them. Part of what we have been able to do is in the process of engaging them for coaching for the GC examinations, I marked about 2 or 3 or 4 segments of their days for moral value impartations, for motivational talks, for career development. So these are what I think we can do going forward to encourage more initiatives in education. For now, that's where we are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And we are also following up and seeing the wonderful work that is going on, especially in Oshodi. And we believe more can be done. Okay, what plan does the current local government administration have towards partnering with private institutions and NGOs to bring inclusive in the enrollment of children and students in schools? If there are any initiatives currently running, can you furnish us with relevant details? That is there any plan on ground that the current local government administration is partnering with the private institution or NGOs in bringing inclusive in the enrollment of children and students in schools? If there are any initiative currently running, can you furnish us with relevant details?
Okay.
As the essay on education, sir. Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is what I can say about that. There are a lot of, in fact, I'm not too familiar with Zoom as in terms of sharing screens. I would have loved to share, particularly I'm in the church premises, so I'm not equipped with some of these documents. I would have screenshotted it and send it on this particular platform. Now, what we have been able to do in terms of partnering with either NGOs or any corporate organizations is number one, there is a particular university. I will not want to mention that university for now because it is work in progress. I actually took it upon myself to discuss extensively with the chairman that we can partner with some universities, see how we can actually sponsor some of our students. Like I did say, in terms of GC, the last time we distributed GC forms for our students, that was not the first time. That's for this administration. Probably that would be the second or third time before I assumed office, and we did it when I came into office as SA Education. Immediately after that, a lot of people started calling, corporate bodies, NGOs started calling that we can actually partner with them. That means they are looking at partnering in the sense that we reduce school tuition fees for our students, which the government, that's Otumba Kende Adeola Oloyede, as chairman, would subsidize that payment for all these students. And that is what we are actually looking at. We have not gotten there yet in terms of meeting NGOs to sponsor our students. What we are doing currently is to ensure that we as government take the bull by the horn. Before NGO would come in, what can we do for our students? If you are familiar with, or you saw the video, or you saw the write-up sent out after the JAM form, chairman said especially that we should identify 10 students that would perform or that would do very well in their JAM, that is going to sponsor them all through their education. So we are waiting for that. Right after the JAM exams, we are waiting for them to roll in their results so that we can pick 10. And we are not being biased about this. The results will speak. Students will submit their results, then we see how we can partner with them and see what we can do to ensure that we sponsor them throughout their program. So that one is ongoing. Then secondly, if you observe also, just this particular week, OPay and Yield Africa. I don't know if you saw it online. I personally posted it. OPay and Yield Africa partnered together. They actually called me as SA on education. I actually visited and I was part of that program. That is partnership. That is partnership because we gave them the enabling environment to operate. They gave our students bag. They gave our students let me just put it out, educational material. That is enough. And that is partner. And we hope to see and get more of such partnership in the nearest future. So thank you.
Okay. Wow. That's a very great one. Thank you for that. And we will also be expecting feedback on that so that I can also push for people that really need it so that they can benefit from these wonderful initiatives. Okay. You just mentioned this is going to lead me to a question I want to ask you. You just mentioned about giving out UTME form for students who cannot afford it, but they are academically sound. So on the acclaimed free UTME form, sponsorship by the local government, we would like you to provide figures of total number of students who have been given this form, these free forms, since the initiative. I think it began in 2021. We also like you to explain in the parameter for the selections and distribution of these forms so that the listening public can have access to equity. You know, there have been a lot of arguments I've seen on our WhatsApp platform in Oshodi, people talking insult, trying to presume the numbers of people that joined that were on the program. Oh, okay, we lost our speaker. Okay, we are waiting for him. I think we lost him. maybe his network. We're waiting for him. We just lost him now, so let's hope he join back now. Okay, if you are Mr. Gbajumon, you are welcome. If you are joining us, this is Oshodi Marshall League. I think we just lost our speaker now. We just lost him. Mr. Williams James, you are welcome as well. We just lost our speaker now. He just left. Maybe his network. He just left now, and I am trusting. I believe he's going to join us back very soon. So let me try and reach him on phone. So we started not quite long, around 3:10. We started, and our speaker has been engaging us wonderfully. So let me see. I think he's joining back. He's joining back. So let me see. So this is Oshodi Mashole platform, and is where we engage constructively and provide solutions to our immediate issues in our community. So let me try and reach out to Mr. Let me try and reach out. You are welcome, Mr. Toby. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. We just lost you now. Is there a network issue? And you have to join back through the link, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. So he's joining back. I think he has a network issue. Mr. Shea Williams, you are welcome. And I also appreciate, okay, he has joined back. Okay, and our speaker is back. You're welcome. You're welcome back, Honorable Gideon Balogun. Welcome back. And while you left, you have some community members that joined the meeting now, and they would love to listen to you as well. So now, like you made mention about the local government giving out UTME form to support the students in their quest for academic success, and we appreciate that initiative. But the community want to know, and I want to be sincere in your response, sir. And on the acclaimed free UTME forms, sponsorship by local government chairman, we would like you to provide figures of total number of students who have been given this free form since the initiative. I think it began in 2021. We would also like you to explain the parameters for the selection and distribution of these forms so as the listening public can have access to equity. You agree with me? In many of our WhatsApp platforms, during that process of distribution, there are a lot of pictures flying up and down. People were saying it's not this figure that was being pronounced by the local government. This is the figure. Can you look the number of people here? Are they up to date? So I wanted to clear that head now, since we have this opportunity. Thank you, Honorable Gideon.
All right. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
All right. It's actually an opportunity for me to say this and say it loudly and clearly. Number one, let me correct an impression. You just mentioned while you were asking your question that the acclaimed, no, it is not an acclaim. You could see
Yes,
people with pictures, evidence that we actually gave JAM forms. So it's not an acclaim. We actually gave JAM forms. That's number one.
Agreed.
Number two, the question of either the number of forms that were given. Number one, let me just say this. I don't think that should be an issue. So I'll answer your question directly. That shouldn't be an issue. The issue should be that did this government actually give JAM forms? Yes. Did we look at the number? How many people were partakers of the free coaching? I have in my office, as I speak with you, all registered participants. We have over 900 students registered. Are we together? Sorry, the call came in.
Yes, yes, I'm with you.
We have over 900 participants. So if the government is saying we have given over 700, The question should be that how many of these students actually got it? How many did not get? Because we have our parameters. In fact, on the day of
Wow, I think
sharing,
Honorable
sorry,
Network. Okay.
hello, sorry, a call is coming in. I think they need me in the church, but don't worry, I can manage it. So now listen. So I'm saying that on the day of distribution, God so good in Otumba's magnanimity, that's in Kendu's magnanimity. He asked us to give every student present forms, regardless of our own parameters, regardless of what we have I mark as our own standard and measure of giving the forms. If you agree with me, go to the legislative building, ask the person in charge how many capacity, how many people can that all take. That all can take at least 500 students, 500 persons. There was no table in between, no 500. So now the question should be: are our students that partook in that coaching got forms or not? You can take your independence. You can independently research about what I'm saying.
Wow, I think our Honorable Network is really focusing this discussion.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
sorry. The call kept coming. So except few of them, except very few of them that were not up to 15, that will say, okay, JAM regulation says if you are not up to 15 and you are bold enough and you are so good enough to get over 300 or 320, you can try your luck. So we advise them rightly. There's no point if you know you cannot get 320, don't partake. Those students alone were the ones that we did not give forms. So we gave everybody forms. So our intention, our mindset, and what we did was to get 700 forms, 700 jam forms. So we gave everybody in the hall forms. So it's not a question of how many people did you give form, how many people didn't we give form. If anybody wants to get this information, the office is open. I cannot say particularly, and this is the number of forms that we're giving out, but I'm 100% sure that we gave almost everybody that partook in that process forms can make our findings. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Gideon. But and I want to be specific. You understand? We want to work with figures. Okay. Oh, Honorable Kendu Al-Moruf gave 1,000 jam form, so that to be on record that 1,000 beneficiaries in the community actually gotten this form. So those are the things I'm expecting. And also the process. Now, how do you share it? Do you share it word by word, or do we look into school by school? So how do you have public school students also have advantage of it, or
Okay,
do you have
okay,
private
sorry.
school
Sorry.
students only of it?
Sorry, I guess I did not answer that part of the question. That's the
Yes, sir.
process and the yardstick. I mentioned
Yes.
partially the yardstick, but I didn't talk about the process. During the GC forms distribution, what we did was to conduct a mock exam, which I personally invigilated and I monitored that process. That mock exam was in three folds. What we did was we held the first one, we held the second one, and the third one. See, Galadima, this is not a matter of give to word or no word. No. What we did was we rolled out forms for interested candidates to partake in the coaching. Are you aware that some local governments they only distribute forms without partaking or without teaching the students, take, taking them through the coaching exercise? This is what Otumba has done. He said, we cannot just give forms alone. Let's train them. Let's coach them. We've got teachers from Adams, from all the trusted schools, private schools in Oshodi, qualified teachers teachers that are happening in Oshodi, teachers that are top notch in Oshodi. We got them out. They took our students through the process of coaching. So after that, for some months, then about 2 months or so before the exams, what we did was to conduct a mock exam to ensure that all our students, we are not going to, that mock exam is not really for the people that we are going to be giving the forms to. No, it's to prepare them ahead of the exam, which I believe is a good way to go, which we actually did. So after that, now determine, okay, how many students are available? We have over 900 students and we have 700 forms. So what we did was, okay, the exams that were conducted, the results were out. I personally monitored it. The teachers came to my office, came to mark all the scripts, and we got the student exams and results. So based on that, we got their results. So we screened, and we have the number of students that we wanted to give forms. But like I said initially, Otumba did not allow us to do it the way we wanted to do it. But because he felt some left their job, left what they wanted to do, and came for the program that day. He asked us to give them, everybody, give them the form. So that was what we did.
So,
the process was,
okay, it simply means some students that are not even qualified for the process in which you have put in place also get the form.
some of them got, yes.
Some of them.
The
So, is
chairman
there
gave,
any
the chairman
plan?
gave,
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. If someone don't get the form, is there any plan from your own part to make sure that those category of students make use of that package in which they get on the platform of gold, because they're not even expecting it in the first instance? Is there any plan in your own capacity to make sure that you monitor this category of students and they utilize this offer effectively?
okay, there is a particular initiative I came up on board. I have three of our people coordinating the jam class. Mr. Arije, Aremu Kende, and Saeed. These three people, I summoned them to my office and I told them, how do we ensure that these students do not just take these forms only, but get the requisite information such that they don't mess up this process. They must have gotten it on the power of gold, but we need to ensure that we follow up and get them to understand that this that I've gotten on the power of gold should be worked on. And Otumba Kende will be happy to see them perform very well. So what we came up with is to constantly monitor them. They are still doing the coaching currently. So those that were giving forms each day. In fact, they started the CBT training on Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday. That should continue Monday and Tuesday. And I told them after that, we're having like a seminar with these students. We are converting them in the hall. We are speaking to them, their subconscious mind, that though this form is free, we should ensure that we make the government proud by ensuring that we come out with flying colors. So, you can only force us to the river. You may not be able to, you can't force us to drink the water. So for us as a government, what we can do is what we have been able to do to ensure that we speak to their mind, we talk to them, we encourage them, we motivate them to read very well and to come out with flying colors. In fact, part of what Otuba told them, that chairman told them, was that after the exams, if you're able to get higher grades, in fact, compete with people that will be getting the best results in Nigeria, that was going to give them a scholarship. So that's enough motivation. So you get, is enough motivation. Okay. So for us as government, we have done enough. We have done well to ensure that they are motivated. We have motivated them enough. So that's all I can say for now.
Okay. Thank you for that. And you have been saying you have done well. You have done well. You have done well. I love that energy. I love that synergy. I love that boldness for you coming out that actually we have done well. but it is the people that is going to evaluate if truly this government have done well. So on that note, I want to push forward, and I want to tell us that this program we are streaming live on our YouTube channel, Oshodi Mature League, and we have some members also watching us live on YouTube. And for record purpose, this program is going to be reshared after this program for people that miss this section so that they can listen to it and also have their own input. So I want to go on this side. On the requisite educational infrastructure within the local government, many of them are in bad shapes, and some others have become havens for area boys and users of hard drugs and substance. What measures have been taken to ride this infrastructure of the environmental hazard that, that states our children in the faces daily? So we've noticed that a lot of our school infrastructure has been in total bad shape. You have the statistic of those that are in good shape, those that are in bad shape, and those that have been turned to an home for the area boys, the big boys on the streets, and people that have turned to smoking arena, and we have a lot of security challenges in our schools as well. What are the measures that have been put in place by this administration in taking this out of this system so that our children can have a place to call a school?
All right. Thank you so much. If my memory would not fail me, immediately, chairman came on board as the chairman of the local government. He instructed immediately. In fact, when we came in, he instructed immediately that his official photographer goes to all the schools in Oshodi and take their current pictures In fact, I may not be able to give you exactly how many schools we have in Oshodi, but I know of primary schools. There are 32 schools in Oshodi, 32 primary schools in Oshodi. That's our major concern. That's our major purview as local government. States coordinate the secondary school, while local government coordinates the primary school. So we have 32 primary schools in Oshodi. So that statistics has been taken. We have a lot of dilapidated schools. Let me just be sincere with us in Oshodi. We have more of them. But if you now go back to history, you remember that the synergy between the chairman, the Laha, and the MHR has actually worked for us. I may not be able to mention schools one after the other, but I can remember very well Afarogun Primary School, Mafoluku Grammar School. There are some schools that I may not be able to mention now. Work has been going currently. In fact, there is one particular school at Wahab Lanide, which the MHR also has worked on. What I'm saying is this: educational system in Oshodi is a going concern. It's not something that a particular regime in 1 or 2 years can actually achieve, because a lot of departments are there. The chairman is working on road infrastructures, he's working on health, working on all other things. So for education, there's a vote that have been earmarked for education. So the budget for education may not be able to achieve all that we want in a year or 2 or 3 years. But we are trying. Look at St. Paul, for example. I don't know the last time you have gone there to visit St. Paul. But when I went there last week, I was marveled. Not because this is my government, but because I was seeing something that I've never seen for so many years back in Oshodi. It is a massive edifice that is housing the laboratory, that is housing a store, that is housing staff rooms, that is housing a bigger, but a bigger classrooms for our students. somebody was asking me, I said, is this a state project or a federal project? Then this is Otumba Kende doing all this. So what I'm saying is this, despite all that we have, efforts are being put in place to ensure that we take them one after the other, one after the other. Government is continuum. And that is why we must ensure that Otumba Kende, I'm not campaigning for him here on this program, but I must say it, that the man should come back, because his coming back will speak volume. He will now ensure that at least what he's not able to do, what he's not able to do and achieve in his first term, he can achieve that in his second term. I know you may not want to hear that aspect.
No, Honorable Sir, I want us to remain on the agenda of discussion. I only have a question.
Okay.
Having said all this, you've said, okay, a lot of rehabilitated schools in Oshodi, primary school is the focus of the local government. What is the local government doing in securing these infrastructures? We have been hearing a lot of...
Hold on. I get your point. Let me give you an example. Olonshaw Primary School at Afaidogun Ward. Olonshaw is out, that particular building is housing Olonshaw Primary School and Ifesa Primary School. That school was vandalized about was not January or so. I was called upon, and immediately I called the chairman, and he especially gave an order that, Gideon, please visit that school. I went there personally, and I met the current head teacher. And what the teacher told me was that it was all these boys around that he felt came around and did what they did. Okay, now what do we do as government? Go and ask, make your findings. Currently, we have employed two security men in that school to ensure that those places is safe. Those projects, those infrastructures there are safe. In fact, the last time I went there, we went to distribute educational materials. I was telling the head teacher that I will fast track, and I will tell the chairman that even the head teacher's office, I was disturbed when I saw the roofing in a very bad shape. And chairman, I don't know if you know the man, Mr. Sheffield, chairman called him immediately, visit the site, see what we can do. And I'm sure by the time chairman is available now, probably this week or next week, we are going to start work in that place to ensure that we bring back that school to where it was. So this is what we have been doing.
Okay. I really appreciate your response. Are you aware of Wabi primary schools, Monsura Group primary schools? Are we aware that the new infrastructure that is being donated by the MHR, person of Honorable Daudi, has been cut away by this same big boss? On a daily basis, that particular school, there's a lot of
Mr. Galadima.
Sir?
Mr. Galadima. Now, let me quickly respond to that. You see, this has become a public menace. It has become a general issue, not only peculiar to Oshodi alone. Everywhere you go, you see all these boys. I don't want to call them bad boys. They are our boys residents in Oshodi. They are not bad boys, but because maybe they are not well informed, they are not well educated, they are not well tutored. Because how do you explain it? That in your locality, in your environment, what government is putting in place, you are vandalizing them, you are destroying them. And this thing is not the job of government alone. Government may not be able to do it. Sometimes we are handicapped as government. You can't expect me to go to schools and be staying there or to sleep there overnight. So what I'm saying is this: we have CBC, we have CBA that are around all the schools. So we will partner with them, we will speak with them. How do we ensure that we get at least one or two security people? In fact, these boys are going to be engaged. By the time you engage them, you pay them not even peanuts. You put them in payroll and tell them, please, ensure that nothing happens to this school. they will secure it.
His network. Honorable Gideon, are you still there with us? Okay, if you are just joining us, and we have been interacting with Honorable Balogun Gideon, the Special Advisor on Education to Oshodi Local Government Chairman, in person of Honorable Kehinde Almoruf Oloyede, and we have been discussing on supporting student education beyond jam distribution. And he has been giving us his own take home. I think we lost him now, so I think he's going to join back. Okay, you're welcome back, Mr. Honorable Gideon.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
It's in Chipdo.
Fine.
Oh, can I just round up or?
Yes. Okay, just find that part of yes. Okay, I think we are fine. Let's because of our time, sir. Let's just progress. Because of our time, I know the participants are still going to ask questions, and questions can still come out in those aspects.
So maybe we are allowed them to ask questions.
Okay. No, let me just ask this before I open the floor for them to ask a question. There is a disturbing trend of pupils in primary school dropping out due to a shortage of staff. With this level of education under the purview of the local government, what steps and action have been taken to advance the staff strength of our public primary schools?
Okay, thank you so much. First, this is a very, very good and examined question. If you notice, I didn't go to that aspect. It was deliberate. But thank God you got that question. We have shortage of staff, no doubt about it. The teaching staff, non-teaching staff. In fact, when I came in, part of what I did first was to meet with the current education secretary, that's Honorable Mayowa Alakija. I called him, I told him, I said, how many staff do we have? In fact, in his own wisdom, he has met severally, quote me, he has met severally the suburb at the state level. He told them about what we are passing through in Oshodi, not only Oshodi, it covers both Oshodi.
Hey, sorry for that obstruction. Please go ahead, sir. Go ahead,
okay.
Sir.
So he was able to meet with the committee at the suburb level, at the state level, telling them that we are short of staff. Imagine there is a standard number of students that a particular teachers should cover. We don't have that in Oshodi. So I acknowledge that fact that we don't have much teachers in Oshodi. Now, the issue is that whose responsibility to do that is not at the local level, it's at the state level. They are the ones to ensure that teachers are employed. And now, the directive will come from the state, ordering that or disseminating an information for teachers recruitment. So when they recruit, they distribute them to local governments. I don't know if you know, last year we employed several teachers, though they are not still enough. So it's a going concern activity. We are still on it. We are talking to people that are supposed to talk to. And I know they will listen to us and they will adhere to us and come to our aid. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. In this digital age, and with the growth of data science, how much effort has been put into technology inclusion for our young minds in Oshodi while they are in schools? Do you get that question?
I get it.
Okay.
Very, very clearly. It's actually a deep and thought-provoking question. Why did I say so? The world is going digitalized. The one is going global and it's becoming too small a world. It means that I can look at now, if not for technology, I'm here and I'm discussing with people where I am not, where we are not. It means the world technology should be taken seriously. Now, let's come back to education. In education, I know this is government establishment, government schools. we still need to talk to people at the state level. Little or nothing can we do at the local level. Though we can still do more. We can still do more. Thank God for autonomy now that's coming. If autonomy comes now, it means that local government will have more funds to play with, more funds to do a lot of things with. I am imagining even our students, while they are on holiday, they have this tab with them to study, and they have access to internet. They have access to internet. It can happen. We shouldn't say because this is a government schools that they should be retarding. No, we should keep progressing. See, let me tell you, a lot of things that we as government want to put in place, but sometimes your hands are tight. Your hands are tight-fisted. We don't know what to do. But as a government, we will try as much as possible to keep doing what we think is enough or is good for us to do. So we continue to engage people. In fact, on this particular note, we can engage the NGOs to give our students tab or this online learning, online library. You know, a lot can be done. A lot can be done. Online learning, online e-learning, e-library, and you know, a lot. When we give them tab in their comfort zone, they can learn. In their houses, they can learn. In anywhere they are, they can learn. Who gets there? By God's grace, will get there, and God will help us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask you this last question from my side before I open the floor for our participants. And I want to say this: if you want to ask our guest question, you have to put on the video and make sure where you are is very noise free. We don't accommodate foul language. Ask your question constructively and be objective in your thoughts. So, Honorable Gideon Sam, and as big as Oshodi, in the whole world, there's anywhere you're coming from, you must touch Oshodi. Your leg must touch Oshodi. Anywhere you're coming from in the whole world. Because the international airport, the only international airport in Lagos State, is just behind us here. But yet, for decades, we find it so hard to even have an analog library, not talking of e-library in Oshodi. What is this administration doing towards that? If they cannot even provide one each in each of the zones that make up Oshodi Solo Constituency 1, at least we should be able to have one in Oshodi Solo Constituency 1. What is this present administration? They've spent 4 years already. By next month, they're going to be 4 years in power. So what is their plan? If the majority or the Oshodi people still want to give them the mandate to lead them in the next 4 years, what is their plan in getting us? If not e-library, get us an analog library. Is there any plan on ground? Is there any agenda to achieve that by this administration?
All right. Thank you. That question is a two-edged and sword question. What do I mean by that is, yes, in one breath, we are talking about digital. In another breath, we are talking about analog. But it's okay. To answer that question, may I submit here today? In fact, I was surprised when I got to the Office of Essay on Education that we have already some textbooks in the office by some NGOs. Some of them have been bought by this administration, hoping to kickstart our library, the one you called analog. That's library. We have a library in the council there, though not functional, but there is work in progress on it. We are trying to see how we can revamp that place. We are trying to see how we can restructure that place and come up with a conducive and an atmosphere good atmosphere-driven library, such that our students can come in anytime to read and to learn. So on that note, let me just say we are currently working on that. I may not be able to tell you exactly when that will come up, but I've discussed with the chairman. He has promised he's going to look at that. It's like I told you, this government has a lot of things to be done. So on that aspect, it's not only education that we have other departments. So that will be fixed. And so, that will be looked into and will be fixed as early as possible. That's what I can say about that for now. Thank you. I can't hear you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that, Mr. Dokumo. Thank you for staying gap.
Okay.
Mr. Bajumo, you might not be able to ask our guest that question that you just posted on the chat room, because he's in charge of. I don't know if you have any idea about it. Maybe you can respond to that. I think his essay on environment. We're also going to bring all the essays one after the other to our show. So I want to leave the floor open to our members now. If you have any question, Mr. Tokumbo, please, I'm inviting you to coordinate this section, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful time. Our guest is really on point, and then he has been able to do justice. So some of the points or questions we have put across to him. Thank you very much, sir, Honorable, for such a response. So if you have any question now based on what we've been able to interact with the Honorable Gideon Balogun, that's the special advisor to the executive chairman on education in Oshodi Solo local government. So you can please signify your digital hand, and then I will call your name as you have been displayed so that you can ask your question. But the rule is you need to put on your video, and then you must be in a no noise area so that we can hear you clearly. So if you have any question, can you please raise up your hand?
If you are finding difficult to see the emoji for that hand, you see in front of your phone, you see raise hand. Raise hand, just press it. It will appear on our screen here. Okay, if you cannot have access to that, please kindly unmute your mic if you want to ask any question, please.
Okay.
Please,
Comrade
your name,
Galadima.
Sir. Thank you.
This is Sonny. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable Gideon, this opportunity too. I appreciate all you've said, and it shows that the government is up and doing in what they are doing. I still want to ask on the schools. I know that staffs have to close and go home after work, after the day's job. But I'm thinking, why is it that most of our school facilities are where we found a lot of these social miscreants? I know some months back, the local government and the state government did try to clear some of the adjoining shops and stores around there, but it is like nothing has been done from a Wututu to Mafuluku there. You see a lot of them in the evenings. That is where they are. And so even if the pupils, the students, want, even without a library, want to use such places to revise their books, it is not an advisable thing to do because of those people who takes over in the evening. What more measures can be done to keep up those people who, like, smoke and hold nocturnal meetings there for other things? What can really be done to stop them and make that, knowing fully well that such buildings serves in times of emergency, they will serve more than even a place for studies. How can we continue to safeguard such public things?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sunday Idu. If I get that clearly,
Thank you very much.
very well.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yes.
This same question has been hard, but just came another a little bit coined dimension, which I appreciate. That shows that we are concerned about this disturbing development. Now, number one is this. Like I did say, these people that we call miscreants, these people that we call street urchins, these boys that we call bad boys, they emanate from our environment. They are our people. They are people that we sleep, wake up, do many things together with. It may not be directly our own friends or people that we know. Now, let me now say it. It takes wisdom. Government sometimes needs to needs to be very, very careful. This is my own approach to it. I am looking at a situation whereby we engage them one after the other, or as a group. I've done that before, and that was what I did in Follow Shop. I was able to meet. I went there personally in the evening. I met these boys there. I sat down with them. I discussed with them. They didn't know what I came to do. I told them, I said, come, we heard that something X, Y, and Z happened in this school. They came to vandalize, and you boys are here. What are you doing? They said, no. Knowing fully well that I knew in my mind that they may be, or they might be the one that actually did that. Are you getting me? So I engaged them and I told them, I said, come, these facilities are for our children. They are for our younger ones. Even your own younger ones are schooling in this school. If things like this are happening, it means we are not encouraging them. It means wastage will keep being encouraged. So I talked to them and they promised. And they said, honorable, we will not do that again. That's such will not happen again. Who does that, So I believe in interaction. Let's relate, we will relate to them. See, we can use a forceful method. At the end of the day, we may not enjoy the aftermath effect. Forceful method I'm talking about is this. We have the police, we have our security apparatus in Oshodi. We have civil defense, we have the policemen, we have the soldiers around. We can involve them and arrest them and take them off that place. But have we been able to rehabilitate them? No. We should be able to talk to their subconscious mind. We should be able to engage them constructively. Let them know that what they are doing is not good. By the time they get that, and we do that in all these schools, they will be the one to secure it. I'm looking at an avenue where I will discuss with the chairman. Please, one or two of them, let's put them in payroll. Most of them don't have job that they do. That is why you are seeing them there. When we put them in payroll and they are collecting peanuts per month, and we ask them to secure that place, inclusive of the security that we have put in place in that place, I am sure that these menace, this development will start coming down. I don't know if you're getting it. So this is my own approach. And I believe by the time we are able to do that in all our schools, we would have been able to tame all this bad occurrence. That is why I don't want to use negative words on these people, because they are and they still remain our people. They may be bad today, they will be useful tomorrow because they do not have job. Let's see what we can do. If you give them enough, they will be responsible. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Mr. Bajumo, I think you have
Okay.
from your sound.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, correct, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Good. I want to add to what Mr. Sunday said earlier concerning the woodlands and our secondary schools. And Mr. Gideon said they can't take a forceful action on them by arresting them and arresting them in a legal way, which I believe that is the way to clean up the menace and all those all sort of vandalizing our equipment in the community. These people have been vandalizing the school equipment. For example, look at the library built by Honorable Moruf Akinderu Fatai at one of the schools in Ewutuntun and the one in the local government. All the equipment have been vandalized, and this government has been there going to 4 years now, and you are telling me that you can't keep them away from the environment that we have our children. They smoke in their hands, all sorts of smoke around the schools and the library as well. That's on that. Now we need the chairman to all the libraries that we have at Oshodi local government is hidden. It is either in the school premises and or inside the local government. Why can't they build a library in the communal environment, like in a street? Why can't they acquire a property in the street and build a proper library instead of you using the school environment that you can't even go there? Let's assume that the library is even functioning. You can't even access the library, and after this the school during this closing hour of the school, the school closed by I think 2 or 3 o'clock. Can you access the library after the closing hour? Which shouldn't be. The library should be outside the school, that we can have easy access to it, instead of you building the library in the inside the school premises. Then the hoodlum will also take over the schools. And Mr. Gideon is now telling me that they can't arrest the those that vandalize our property, and we should be looking at them because we are using them for electionary period. That is the reason why I believe you can't arrest them. If not for the electionary period that you are using them for, you should be able to arrest them and put a stop to it. I think that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Okay, so, thank you, Mr. Bajumo.
Okay. Sorry, can I quickly respond to that?
Okay, go ahead, Sam. Honorable, go ahead.
Let me quickly respond. Number one, the young man that just spoke now. In fact, I love his spirit because he's so bold, saying it as he feels. But let me just correct this impression. I appreciate you. Sincerely. The impression I'm about to correct is number one. I'm not saying we cannot arrest. I am not saying, quote me, I have not said we cannot arrest. Government can arrest. We have capacity to arrest anybody destroying government property. I am only saying that apart from arresting these people, there is another approach, a secondary approach that could be employed also. When you arrest them today, they get bailed. When you arrest them tomorrow, they get bailed. Arrest them next tomorrow, they get bailed. Then again, I want to correct an impression. When this man said we are using them, well, I want to be sure that he's not referring to this particular government using them for election. Youth, let me correct again, youth should not subject themselves to be used for election. If you are used for election, I'm saying this as an average also the person, not as a politician, not as essay on education. Do not allow yourself to be used in election period. So if anybody is using anybody, they know why they are using them. So we are not keeping them there because they are using them for election. That is not the mindset. And that was not what I meant by we cannot arrest them. Arresting them as it yields results that we want. For me, it is a no. We can arrest them, but when we arrest them, we should rehabilitate them. We should change their orientation. We should change their mindset. When you arrest them and they come out tomorrow, they should do the same thing because they have no job, because they are jobless. When they smoke, don't they have that? See, go and check those boys that are calling bad boys, they are calling this thing. Their parents still stay within the community. their parents own houses in the community in Oshodi. They're not boys that come from Mushi or come from Oshogbo or come from other states. They are our boys. So we should also understand how we how to manage these boys. The approach over the time has been arrest. I am saying, apart from arresting them, we can also do X, Y, and Z. That was what I meant. Then again, for the issue of library, let me also correct. Library should be situated in a serene environment. Library should be housed in a place that will be noise free. We can't put library in a place where you have noise. Are you getting me? So before government could acquire a land and say you want to build a library in a particular place, we must ensure that that place is serene. You that you are asking questions, you know very well in your mind, in our mind, in also that you know today. Where can you point to? Where exactly can you point to that is so free of noise, apart from our schools or apart from inside the local government? So saying that when they finish or when they close from school, they don't have access to that place. By the time the library is functional, every equipment and everything will be put in place. They would have access to that place. So that's just to respond.
Okay.
That. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Honorable Gideon, I really appreciate you, and also Mr. Bajumo. I love that approach in engaging our speakers. And I also want to say this: one of the problems I have personal issue with the library, and I'm hoping one day we all will be proud that we now have a library in Oshodi. Which is one of the things I want to see this administration to achieve before they leave power. That we have a functioning library in Oshodi. Now, a life that stopped reading or stopped making researching, that life is dying gradually. And also, with your capacity as the essay on education, we can still have a questionnaire being thrown out to general populace. The government is interested in building a capacity library for the use of the masses in Oshodi. Can you please suggest to government where best can this library be situated in Oshodi? Let's have people feedback and let's make our research. One, the library inside the local government, Honorable Sir, that library cannot work. I told the last administration, and I still have an engagement with Honorable Kennedy Alumoruf on it. The last administration, I have personally sponsored NGO to come and look into the library. We donated books to the library. But when the NGO gave me my feedback, they said the library is at the hidden place. The entrance of the library is from the Oshodi Primary School. Another entrance is from the local government area. Now, let's take our sister local government, very not far to us. It's all local government LCDA. Their library is situated at Holy Savior Road. Holy Savior Road. It's also an environment. You understand? People are staying there, the residential environment. You still have a place like that in Oshodi. I will appreciate if you can use your good office to push this agenda. One, if there are research centers, it will make it easier for our younger ones to make research on their own. For example, I might decide that I want to have a site view. Let me enter the library. What is happening? Some local governments have even migrated from analog library setup to e-library. They have migrated. But if we are building such magnificent structure here in Oshodi, we also need to factor in our so-called big brothers on the streets. And you have suggested that rather instead of arresting them, why can't you rehabilitate them? I think that should be part of your homework now. What are the steps? What are the measures put in place to rehabilitate them? Sincerely, these boys have turned our primary schools to another thing entirely. We have seen a situation whereby they beat up teachers, they beat up the headmistress. We have seen that situation and nothing is being done. Fine, their parents live within the community. As the government in time reach out to their parents, have a meeting with them. We know these people one on one. We know them. And if you know that the local government is handicapped to handle these issues, let's employ a help hand from the state. From the state. So I'm only advising from what you have said. I'm only just picking out points from it. Kindly reach out to the chairman and discuss with him. We need to secure now. The Honorable Daudu has done wonderfully well in putting good face into our primary school at Waibi Laringe. But I can tell you today that those guys have removed all the fans. They have removed all the new shares. All the new shares. They have removed everything. And yet, our people will still be complaining that the government has not done anything. As the government hold meeting with the CDA, have they hold meeting with the CDC on this? Have they hold meeting with the neighborhood watch on this? So if the government needs help because now the government is spending a lot of taxpayers' money in building all these infrastructures, the government also has to be held responsible if there is a shortfall in securing all this infrastructure. And that's what we are saying. So your take home is to get all this back to the chairman, sit with him. Let's see how now you are building St. Paul now. How you will feel after you have finished all this infrastructure, you have put everything into it. The next overnight and all those things were cut away by these big boys. Are we still going to fold our hands again? So that is what I want to say. Thank you. Mr. Adedoyin Adewale, please go ahead, sir. And we are closing in the next 6 minutes. Mr. Adedoyin, your mic is muted, please. Mr. Adedoyin Adewale, your mic is muted.
Sorry. Thank you very much. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Gideon. It's a pleasure having you. So my question is, we have been talking about the boy child, and we've been talking about all the menace that has been happening in our society, actually. But I want to drive down to a girl child in Oshodi itself. What has Honorable Kennedy Oloyede Agboru has done since the inception or the beginning of this administration? What has been in place for a girl child? Because we have a lot of shenanigans surrounding even the girl child, but we are focused on male child because they are the one populating or distorting our education or our primary, secondary schools and everything. But what about those girl child that does not have equal opportunities to actually do or participate in what the boy child is participating or enjoying? As you said, I wanted initially to ask about environmental sanitation, but the moderator said, I think you bring someone on the environmental aspect. But based on this, your own field or your own appointment, it is education. So, what has been done to a girl child in this community since the inception of this administration, sir?
Okay. Thank you so much. I want to believe that question is born or was born out of curiosity. or I don't want to say, I don't want to term it feminism. It's not feminism, but it was born out of the fact, if you are talking about male, what have we been able to do about girls? Okay, maybe that would be an assignment, but I won't just talk that particular question. But I won't just answer it amiss. That would be an assignment for us to do. But I do know, I want to be sincere, I do know that the executive vice chairman has, and in collaboration with the wife of the chairman, the chairperson, had done one or two programs about the female child. One or two programs about the female child. But we can do more. We can do more. If I get the question very clearly, I think you are talking about female participation, or I don't know what exactly you are talking about, but if you are asking of what have we been able to do in
For
terms of
example, sir,
probably
sorry for
encouraging,
interrupting you, sir. For example,
okay,
sir, partnering with a lot of NGOs that can bring ease. You know, according to some girl child does not even know menstrual. I want to go on menstrual period or menstruation itself. So, if the government itself can educate females or our girl child from the scratch, which is from primary school, or let's say, because I believe children
okay,
of
okay,
10 to
I'm
15
sorry,
are now menstruating. So all these kind of things, it
okay,
might also be distribution of sanitary pad, or educating them on how the body are, or
I
so
I
that is
I
my point, sir.
I get I okay, now I get your question. Hmm? I was trying to assume initially. That was why I did not want to act as if I did not get it. I was trying to assume, but thank God I raised that point and you have clarified it. Now, the issue of girl child is a very, very serious issue. But raising that particular question, someone was asking me last week and said, there's a particular question that somebody was asking. I said, come, anything that has to do with educating or education, that's my job. So I would say the question is out of place. It's still within the purview of what education can do. So now, the girl child, a lot of things can be done. I have a girl, I have a boy. I know what I'm passing through in terms of the girls. Are you aware that even the girls now form clubs now? Bad clubs, so small girls, little girls. How do we tame all these menace? How do we ensure that they don't snowball into bad characters in the community and start turning to something that we will not be able to curtail? So, like I said initially, it's going to be an assignment for me as essay on education. I'm going to meet the stakeholders. Who are these stakeholders? I am not a girl. I'm a boy or a male. I'm a male child. So I will meet with, thank God, we have a female as the vice chairman, and we have the wife of the chairman. I'm going to meet them differently or together and discuss with them what can we do, how do we ensure that we meet organizations or NGOs that we can partner with, that they can educate our girls in every facet of their life. It's called female emancipation. So some girls too, this timidness is in them. They don't have courage, they don't have the zeal. We should be able to motivate them. We should be able to invite into them this spirit to summon that courage to achieve whatever they want to achieve. What a man can do, a girl can also, or a woman can also do. These are part of what we should imbibe in them. So I'm going to meet, like you said, I've acknowledged it, and I'm taking it as an assignment. I'll meet with the vice chairman, I'll meet the wife of the chairman, and probably the super or WAPA. These are people in charge of female activities and issues. So we will discuss and we'll see what we can do. Our government is rounding up for the first time. So we may not be able to do much now, but we'll start the process. Then we'll continue later. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Honorable Gideon, if I want to take you for your word, are you telling us that your government is on break?
Our government is never on break.
I need to confirm that statement very well, sir.
No, I understand what you are saying. On the lighter mood, on the lighter mood, we are not on break.
Okay, thank you.
We'll
Okay, thank you. And I have a lady here, Latifa Ojo. Latifa Ojo, do you have any question for our guest? Latifa Ojo. Latifa Ojo, you can unmute yourself. Latifa Ojo. Okay, I think the person is not ready. So we are going to drop the curtain of today's program. Thank you, Mr. Honorable Gideon Balogun, essay on education to Oshodi Solo Local Government Chairman, Honorable Kehinde Al-Moruf Oloyede. Thank you for engaging us responsibly, and we want to appreciate your time. And we believe everything we have discussed as family and people that have passion for development of this community, we are going to put everything into use. And also, this program is live on YouTube channel Oshodi Martial League. You also go back to listen to it. Like if there's any point or observation that we still need to work on, so by next season, we are going to be having a discussion like this with you. So we will not be yet discussing the same matter. And also, I want to send it to Honorable Chairman, and that we don't want to believe that the government is on break. A lot of projects on site are on hold, and we want to be seeing engineers back to the site working as expected. And also, there are some streets that have been completed. They need to remove the rubies on those streets so that people can have access to it. Thank you for your time. And this program is going to come back again um, first, second Sunday in April. We'll also be having this engagement the second Sunday in April, and we'll bring in another person from the system to engage with us. Mr. Honorable Gideon Balogun, your final word for us.
Okay, my final word for this particular interview and to our people is to keep believing in this government. Keep believing in this government. We are here to serve you better. In terms of education, our job is to ensure that we listen to feedbacks. And that is why I personally take it upon myself to ensure that I am in this interview, in this program, so that we can hear from our people. I've been able to hear one or two things that we have not been able to do. It's part of community engagement to give us feedback on what the government should do. So we'll go back, work on it, and you'll see results. So for you, our honorable moderator, let me put it that way, Mr. Galadima, you are doing a very wonderful job. I must commend you, bringing our people on board, listening to them, hear them out, bringing our people in the community to ask our political office holders questions of why they are in office. It's a good one. I applaud it and I commend you. Please go on. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for your time. You have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I'll be handing this on section for now. And we'll meet again next month.